Kings and Queens, Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for returning. Trust you and yours are well and you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You are loved, celebrated, and appreciated. If you are interested in Abigail clothing, you can go check www.abigailafricanstore.com and you get more information from there. For those of you who had sent me mails and I have not replied you, please pardon me. I'm replying you one at a time because there are some information that I still need to gather. So I want to be sure before I reply you. And for some of you that I have replied, please do give me feedback. Okay. Thank you so much, Your Majesties. Um, so today we'll talk about Congo. You know, a lot is happening in the Congo. I've brought some informations here which we have deliberated upon, where some Congolese blame Rwanda, Rwanda blame Congo, because of the crisis happening right now in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And this crisis did not just start today. This is something that have been existing for decades, and it's gradually getting out of hand, or it got out of hand. And the president of Congo, Tshisekedi, feels that inviting in the United States is the only option for them at this point, and that is why you will see in news outlets that Congo invite United States to take over their minerals in exchange for security. And when we talk about minerals, Congo is not just sitting on one type of mineral. You know, the issue of Congo, the state of Congo, Congo itself as a nation is a very significant and very unique geographical location. Okay, I'm saying this because Congo is the only country in the continent of Africa that has everything. The whole of Africa can feed from the resources of Congo, and it will still not affect Congo. That is the level, that is the rate. Do you know the amount of foreign bodies that are in Congo mining minerals? All the sovereign nations around the world that you can think about, they have companies in Congo that are mining different type of minerals. So when we talk about Congo and hair minerals, we're not talking about cobalt alone that you might have been hearing about. We're not talking about gold alone that might be familiar to you. They have other rare minerals and they keep discovering minerals by day. That is the state of Congo. And at this point where the Sahel and other parts are looking at the United States, the whole of Europe and America as people that Africa should not go dancing with, we have a situation at hand right now where the president of Congo had felt or is feeling or had concluded that the end result for him and his people is to go beg the United States to come provide them with security. Security in exchange for what they have. So what do you make of this, Your Majesties? Just leave your comment there because at this point, I don't really understand. Because this is between, I felt like the level at which this crisis has gone, the Rwandese government and the Congolese government should have, looked for a solution. We are brothers and sisters. We are Africans. There is a crisis within our midst. And we have proved to the world that we can't solve our problems. So we have to invite foreign bodies. The same foreign bodies that we said we are fed up of and we are kicking out, we are bringing them back in. So when America comes with her, military and implant bases everywhere in Congo, and of course, they are the orchestrators of this problem, even between Rwanda and the Congolese people. And of course, if they are going to come, the problem is going to be solved. Definitely, things will pipe low. And while things pipe low, their resources is going for free. Do you understand what we're saying? This is the same Congo that drive away the United Nations because they caught the UN officials, um, um, you know, going away with their gold and other resources that they have in trucks. The same UN. And this is the same Congo inviting the United States. Anyway, let's listen to this information because I do not want to take your time so much. But as Africans, most of the times, we always put ourselves to that vulnerable situation where we are taken advantage of. And it's a shame to us that we fight each other and can't solve our problems, and we have to invite the same hand that is the orchestrator of the problems that we have.
With the mineral-rich North and South Kivu provinces in the hands of the Rwanda-backed M23 militia, Democratic Republic of the Congo President Felix Tshisekedi's administration has proposed an exclusive deal to the United States through a proxy named Africa-USA Business Council. The DRC is offering access to its critical minerals and infrastructure projects in exchange for security assistance against the Rwandan invasion that uses the M23 militia as a proxy. In addition to high-ranking government officials and state-owned miner Geka Mine flying to the US, the Africa-USA Business Council also sent a letter to U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, requesting an urgent meeting between Tshisekedi and U.S. President Donald Trump to discuss a deal that will grant U.S. companies access to essential resources like cobalt, copper, lithium, tantalum, and uranium. The proposal, in the vein of what the US demanded of Ukraine, includes granting US companies exclusive extraction and export rights, operational control, involvement in infrastructure projects like a deepwater port, and a joint minerals stockpile. In return, the Africa-USA Business Council asked the US to replace UN peacekeepers for military training, equipment, and direct security support, including offering the US access to Congolese military bases. The letter sweetened the deal by mentioning it wanted to move away from Chinese influence. The US allegedly is interested in talks. Efforts have not been restricted to Washington, as Jack Tshisekedi, the president's brother, also traveled to the United Arab Emirates to organize the urgent delivery of military equipment. Here, the DRC is exploring potential deals involving mining concessions such as the Musunoi East copper and cobalt site. The proposals have come under heat back home. Civil society in Katanga province, including worker unions, have opposed the move, citing a lack of consultation with the people and rampant corruption, which has alienated the people from their resources. It remains doubtful whether overtures to the US or UAE will yield the results Tshisekedi seeks. Both have strong relations with Rwanda. For example, the UAE is the #1 destination for gold looted from the DRC. On the other hand, US corporations like Apple and Intel benefit from Rwanda smuggling key minerals like coltan and cobalt. Former child laborers' case against 5 US corporations failed in 2024. The US recently sanctioned a Rwandan official and an M23 militia spokesperson after more than 2 years of the M23 and other groups pushing more than 7 million Congolese off their lands. However, the US has largely refrained from pursuing high-ranking perpetrators in Rwanda. How much of that will change with the DRC-US deal guaranteeing direct access to DRC's resources? Some have criticized the move as signing away DRC's future, especially when compared to the path the Alliance of Sahel states has taken. Despite both regions reeling from insecurity, the AES in Africa's Sahel region has reclaimed ownership of its natural resources, forced some foreign companies off their lands, demanded a greater share of profits, and insisted on payment of back taxes. Why isn't the DRC?
Your Majesty, that's from African Stream. Now, there is something important I want you to take a look at. So just listen to this for some seconds, and we'll take it up from there.
Congo should be the richest country on earth for natural resources. Diamonds, coltan, gold. I think their gold could cancel all of the US debt. Just their gold. It's like trillions of dollars. And coltan, 85% of it comes from the Congo. 100% of that is slave mined. And all of our smartphones and smart TVs and smart devices have coltan in it.
Did you hear that, Your Majesty? Just the gold that Congo has could cancel the debts of the United States of America. And that was why I said just the resources of Congo alone can sustain the whole of the continent of Africa. You see why I said that? And all these are from, researches done. So you can also go out there and do your research about the resources that are in the underground of the Congolese people and why they've turned Congo into a war zone. That the moment you hear of Congo or you hear someone is a Congolese, what comes to your mind is violence. That's the thought that comes into your mind. And the painful thing is that we ourselves as Africans have allowed allowed this upper hand, this bigger hand that is controlling the minerals of the African people. We have allowed them to take control of us, to take hold of us, that we can take arms against each other to the point where there can't be a solution. We can't even sit as brothers and sisters, as Africans, to, look for solutions to the problems that has been created. We have to still invite these people into our space. The same people that some group of African in another part are doing everything to pursue. They are doing everything to send them away. These are the same people that another group of Africans in another part are doing everything to bring into their space. Like, please come and help us with security, and we're going to give you some part of our resources. What do you think about the situation of the Congo? What do you think about the steps that Tshisekedi is taking? Like, what is wrong with this man most of the times? Who are those who are giving him advices? Does it mean that as Africans, we can't solve our problems? This is a slap on our faces as a whole melanated people around the world. It's a slap. That we will have differences. We can't sit on a table and sort out these differences. We can't sit on a table and look for solution to the problems that we have. We will have to invite the same body of people that we now are aware that are the cause of majority of what is happening to us. Now, do not get it twisted. It's not like one is trying to push blames and don't want to be responsible for evil done. I keep telling you here that as Africans, we have failed ourselves. As melanated people, we have failed ourselves, and it is evident in everything that we see. It is because we have failed ourselves as a people that the enemy could succeed or are succeeding at the rate which they are succeeding today in the continent of Africa. We have failed. There is no brotherly love anywhere, and that is why the enemy can come in. All we do is sit down and compare ourselves, talk about things that will not even help us grow, forgetting that the brother in the other border, the brother or sister across the other border is as one as you are, is as same as you, if those phrases are correct. That is your brother, that is your sister. Forget the border that was created. Those are artificial borders. But no, we sit by day comparing each other, where is better than the other, why this other angle is the worst, why people will not come to this place. We are not looking at the bigger picture. Why are we doing this to ourselves? That we keep selling ourselves to the enemy every day. You think they do not have something that monitors all these things? They know there's enmity between Africans. They know there's enmity between countries in Africa. There's enmity between tribes in different countries in Africa. They take advantage of that loophole. And this is 2025, and we are still in a state like this, that the president of a nation will call in another nation to say, okay, come and help us with security, and we will in exchange for resources that we have. Your Majesties, there was a time that many countries in the continent of Africa began to look away from the United States, began to look away from Europe, and they began to shift themselves a little bit towards Russia and China, believing that Russia and China play fair. Okay, it wasn't long ago we had that deliberation here. I think when this channel started, it was around that time. A lot of African countries are in between. Okay, should we go towards Russia, China, or we should remain with America and Europe? And it was like, okay, Russia, China is the best. They play fair. And then all of a sudden, the same people are beginning to turn away from Russia, China to the same Europe, America that they were kicking out. So what is the color of our problems? Doesn't mean as Africans we can't look for solutions for what is wrong with us. That we keep hanging by sovereign bodies. Sovereign bodies that we know are the orchestrators. Sovereign bodies that we know are the benefiters of the wars, the chaos in the continent of Africa. We keep hanging towards them. It is quite unfortunate that we have a site like this at this point. What do you think about the step Tshisekedi is taking? Do you think it's because he's so frustrated that there is no other way for him? He feels like there is no other option than to just run to America. Remember, the same America that the Sahel had kicked out, and they are successful. Now, you can't compare Congo with Burkina Faso. In terms of resources, landmass, everything, you can't do that. Congo is more than Burkina Faso in everything. But this is the same Burkina Faso. That's why I keep telling you that when we talk about Burkina Faso and the Sahel here, do not just get angry or get tired. These nations in the Sahel have been looked upon as the poorest nation in the world. They have kicked out this same America that this Congo is bringing in. They kicked out America, kicked out France, kicked out Germany, and other foreign bodies. And they are surviving. They've taken hold of their resources. They are succeeding. What is that thing that keep telling us that we cannot do it on our own except we tie ourselves to Europe and America? Okay, if can't Tshisekedi go to the Sahel and ask the Sahel leaders, what are those strategies you are using? Please show me. I want to make this happen. I want to make this work. Must he go to America? I'm going to see you in my next one. What do you think? Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section. All right. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always. Your Majesties. Bye for now.